Across the tracks. It's time to go. Time to go. Across the tracks. Across the tracks. It's time to go. We're going across the tracks. Across the tracks, our guest is Rita Visser, talking to us from Niagara. Rita, thank you so much for coming across the tracks.
Oh, thank you so much, Adrian. I'm honored to be a part of this.
Yeah, well, you're kind of like down the tracks, really, right? You are you're a Thunder Bay girl.
I am a Thunder Bay girl, born and raised. Lived there for several years, but now I reside in Niagara.
Yeah, you went from the one tip of Superior, and now you're over there on Ontario.
Yeah. Nestled between Lake Ontario and Lake Huron. It's quite nice.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous area. Good choice. Let's talk about Northern Daydream. Though you're tucked down there in the southern Ontario, you chose Northern Daydream, and that's the latest record. So tell me first why it's Northern Daydream.
Well, for me, a piece of my heart resides in the north, a big chunk of it. When you were born in the boreal forest, right?
Yeah.
There's something about that magic and that draw toward it. I mean, I still plan to potentially retire there one day. So for me, I mean, I always grew up as a child on a family rustic fishing island, four generations of fishermen in our family. And I grew up as a kid just walking around the island daydreaming. I've always had a wild imagination. And so for me, a lot of my inspiration is rooted in the north. And the songs on this album certainly reflect that, I would say.
Yeah, they certainly do. Another question I would have for you is, it's a long time between records. What's going on there? I mean, this has been 10 plus years since you released your previous full-length album.
So, Adrian, I have a multitude of records in me. I have stacks of books and lyrics and melodies sung everywhere. But my priority was my daughter. I'm a single mom, and I didn't want her to be raised by somebody other than me, and so I made the decision to build roots in Niagara, and I had this album bubbling out of me for many years, and now that she is 17 and also starting to play music as well. Oh, cool. It was kind of the perfect time to kind of bring it off the back burner. My first album, you're right, it's called Leaping, and I like to say it did leap on the back burner.
So that's the 10th song on this record, is called Dear Daughter. So clearly it's a song to her. And it's a beautiful song. The whole record really is. It's got a really gentle, soothing sound to it. Wonderfully produced, easy to listen to. Everything about it is wow. And I've only heard it really not quite twice, and I could see where this thing is going to age very, very well. This record, and as I'm starting with the last song, "Dear Daughter," talk a little bit about that, and what picks off musically out of there is the instrumentation, that beautiful pedal steel and banjo interplay on that song.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. I mean, for one, this album, the band formed around the making of the album. I started laying down demos, and my banjo and violin player, I've always played a lot of solo projects with them through the years since I've lived here. And when I started recording the album with Joe Lipinski, we had one show where he said, "Hey, want me to play steel at the show?" And at the end of the show, I said, "Oh, that was so beautiful, all these players." And I even said to Joe, the producer, I said, "Did you want to join the band?" And he said, "Well, I thought I already was in it." So the band kind of formed. I mean, another friend of mine, Nathaniel Gould, on drums, he said, "I hear you're playing with these players. Can I get in on it?" So I have some of the all-star cast of players in Niagara on this band. And I'm just like, I feel like I really am dreaming when it comes to that. And your question is about the song Dear Daughter. I'd have to say, the instrumentation on that, even when I play it live to this day, when my banjo player at the end hits certain notes, I can't help but weep. It's one of the hardest songs I've ever written. How do you leave all of the lessons you want for your daughter, in one song? And so it took me a couple of years to complete that. And it really is one of my proudest songs. So I'm glad we've started talking about that one for sure.
As I stare by this rusty window, feel the soft winds blow, thinking how on earth do I speak my truth to you? Times have changed since I was young, and all the fun seems to come in different ways. Dear daughter, what you gonna be someday? Dear daughter, mama wants to lead you in the right way. Dear daughter, and please always speak your truth. And remember, you don't have to hold on to your youth. Many memories on these walks with you, all these talks with you, thinking about many lessons you've taught me to. As I pass along my mama's words, I'm sure you've heard just what we're trying to say. Dear daughter, always let your light shine. Oh, sweet daughter, don't be fretting about the time. Dear daughter, and keep your boundaries strong, and make sure through your years you sing your own song. As I play in these waves with you, like a child with you, sharing about nature's teachings too. Please know when life knocks you down, if you dive real deep, you'll find your solid ground. Dear daughter, oh, it's all inside of you. Oh, sweet daughter, I'm so very proud of you. Oh, dear daughter, and when I'm no longer there, I believe you will find me in your prayers, and make sure you let your tears flow. There's healing in there. Dear daughter, oh, trust your gut, what's right. Oh, sweet daughter, oh, the moon still shines on the darkest night. Dear daughter, and don't forget to breathe. And if you pause, stop and listen, you'll find your peace. And keep on walking with conviction towards your dreams. Keep on smiling, wildly creating, sweetie.
Your songwriting, is it character driven or is it very biographical?
I think it is very biographical. I'm a tell it like it is songwriter. So a lot of what you hear is based on mostly my world, and situations that are happening around me, from friends and family that are going through loss and such. So it's my form of therapy.
So when I hear the song The Helm and you're deciding to take control of things, and that's kind of at the center of the album, I kind of get that sense. And it has, of course, that nautical theme as well to it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the nautical theme obviously is throughout the album. Being raised on the island, I've heard that our ancestors were referred to as the pirates of the North, good pirates.
Oh, I like that.
And you can't help but what's in your blood, and I'm pretty honored to have that legacy and to be able to weave together stories from the upbringing. And as a child, I would sit on my grandfather's lap and he would tell me stories about the Three Sister Waves and Lake Superior, and so that helped shape my imagination. So a song like The Helm, I as a child, every time I was on one of the boats, the tugboats with either my uncle or my grandfather or my mother, they would always let me take the helm. And I feel like it's obviously a great metaphor for taking charge of your life. And because we are in control, right, of turning the ship around. And so, yeah, I really love that. I love the groove on that too, for sure. It's one of my favorite songs. I typically open with it.
trust in you. Oh, I'm a fool, it's true. I spent far too many hours and days and weeks and months and years waiting for you. I'll grab the helm, set myself down. Time I take control, turn this ship around. Silly sirens in my slipstream seduce you now. Oh, they will tease you like a blindfolded. You'll just bow. Oh, it's true. They've hypnotized you. Oh, they've told your lies to no surprise. It's in her eyes. She's got you fooled. Oh, we both have different meanings of fooling around. 10 years talking tongues, waking this town. Oh, sweet nothing from those sweet lips dripping down. No more lies, dear, jeopardize fears. Oh, I'm in the clear. Oh, it's true. They can have you. 'Cause I'm throwing out these broken down and battered tatters. Those sick blue shoes. What you do from here, it doesn't matter. I've cut you loose. Just be free.
Well, I can see that. It really is a tone setter. It's got a very, you feel like we're on the wide open seas. And when you're on the wide open seas, of course,
That just makes me so happy to hear that that's captured.
Yeah, it's not always an easy ride on those things. Things happen fast. Like the
They
song
do.
prior to it, Situation. What is the situation? The situation changes all the time, but what in this song, the situation, is it specifically? Or is there any? Is it just a situation there's a million of them in the course of a day, in the course of a boat ride?
Yeah, yeah. The situation is speaking pretty much in the terms of a relationship that is unhealthy, and how it kind of can keep on coming back regardless of the caution signs, right? And again, it's about taking control, um, and kind of going on the right path. As opposed to the wrong path relationship wise. Yeah.
I got this situation, downright hesitation, nobody's obligation. Oh, whoa, don't go messing with me. So this situation, too many contemplations. Pushing me. I'm not your possession. I walk my own direction. If you still have objections, whoa, 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 I might set you free. Nobody's learned a lesson. Too many men to mention.
The first song on every album I always find to be very interesting. So I want to talk to you about that song now, Crossroads. Because the first song, typically the songwriter wants to, especially when you're writing albums and not just singles, and I certainly get the sense on this, you wrote an album with 10 songs, not 10 songs that ended up becoming an album. And so Crossroads, you just finished talking about situations that come up again and again, and the crossroads seem to come up again and again. It's not a once in a lifetime thing, right?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and I'll get a little bit personal here. But my first album was produced by an ex-relationship. And I think he had a different vision of how to shape my career. And for me, I'm very steadfast in my creative integrity and my legacy. And so Crossroads reflects that. The song was just a bit of a melody in my head until I decided to go with a different producer to record this album. It just felt right. It felt right as soon as I met with Joe. Lipinski, he listened to what I wanted, the kind of sound that I wanted, the direction. And I'd have to say, I think after our first meeting and we recorded a few demos, that song just flowed out of me. So I actually started recording the album, and that song came to fruition through the recording of it. Yeah. It's like when someone you resonate with creatively. It's like a tap that opens and it just flows out. And so there were a couple unfinished songs that were finished very quickly once I felt comfortable in that space to record with Joe.
How many more times can I do this again? There you are, you met me at the crossroads again, begging to be my friend.
In the song The Current, you finish off with the line that I need to reclaim me. So it kind of plays to what you just talked about there. Another great tune, The Current.
Yeah, I think that song, The Current, I wrote that during the pandemic. And, we, of course, have a mental health crisis happening. in our reality here. And so for me, I wanted a song that gave people hope again. Even though there's a lot of sadness in my songs, there's always, it always comes back to some hope or some lessons. I'm lucky that I grew up with a mother that always recited self-help books and gave me that direction and that will to be able to change things around. So I'd say that the current would be for a lot of people in unhappy relationships, realizing, we don't have to remain, we don't have to stay, that we can dig deeper, and with loving ourselves, we can kind of soar.
I ran from your shelter, I ran from the light, straight into the darkness of pleasure's delight. Oh, I feel so reckless, so I feel full of fright. I'm still in the thick of it, but I know I'll be alright. I've climbed many mountains, I've swam many streams, dived down past the surface and slipped on my dreams. Oh, I feel so helpless, so I need to feel free. Keep fighting this current, hoping it flows back to me. Please let me sow patience. Please fill me with hope and help me from dangling off this fucking road. Oh, I feel I can't do this, so I need to believe that I'm worth it and set my doubts free. I need to reclaim me.
Your reviews are fabulous. People are comparing you to like giants in the business.
I know, like Emmylou Harris, I keep on getting, and I don't even know what to say. My face goes be red, and it just, she's obviously one of my mentors, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, congrats on that, but it has to be a little bit daunting. Obviously a compliment, like you say, but boy, that's something to live up to, right?
Well, definitely. I feel really, really fortunate that I am given a voice. I struggle with being an introvert and an extrovert, to be honest. And if people are listening to this interview, they'll laugh at that because I can go into any room and command it and, be the joker. But I spend a lot of periods of time by myself playing these songs for my animals and my daughter. And right now, the world, with all the uncertainties, to be honest, and I don't mean to sound hairy-fairy because I am one of the most balanced people I know, but I feel like it's a little bit more of a calling to be bringing my music out there a little bit more. I've always been able to help people through hard times, uplift the environment wherever I go. And I feel like now that I can have a platform on a stage, I can, spread a little bit more joy throughout. But to be honest, like, I don't ever want to have this shape me in the part where I don't want myself to ever get an ego about it, because I do really feel like I was just given this voice, that I am just a vessel, as hairy fairy as that sounds. I mean, it's just I'm just singing some songs, and the ones that flow through me. So I keep that in mind all the time, and I'd like to inspire other people through music to maybe pick up an instrument too.
Yeah, that's great stuff. That's good messaging. In your song Slow Down, is that another message, given how fast the world is going and people just seem to have themselves in front and not worrying about others? When you go through the news, you certainly pick up that vibe. So when I hear Slow Down, just in the title, there's a message to just making it go fast does not make it better necessarily.
Well, I start with saying, slow down for me, slow down, please. I need to feel that I can breathe.
Right.
And I feel like that is one of the most important things in life. There's so much anxiety. I mean, our youth are in a way brainwashed also to the point where they believe they all have such anxiety issues. I think anxiety is normal in humans. I don't think it's as big as an issue as, and I feel like there are the tools that we can use simply to help us calm those worries, those anxieties. And one of the simplest things is to just sit for a moment and breathe. And it will fade away. It can fade away. And then we have to do it again. So yeah, we have to slow down. We have to slow down our thoughts. We have to also people around us. If they're pressuring us into making a decision, I constantly say to my daughter, we don't have to decide anything today in this moment. We can always ask for an extension.
Yeah. No, it's a great point about the anxiety, for sure, because it's just a human trait. There's stress in everything, more or less. How much you want to make it big or small is completely what we're up to. But when we slow down, really, we're just inviting patience into the world. And patience is obviously a great virtue.
Oh, patience is, for sure.
Slow down for me. Slow down, please. I need to feel that I can breathe. Effectively, oh, for me. Don't lie to me. never to second guess what I heard. I deserve. Oh, I deserve real words. Reach out for me. Oh, stays. Show me your love in new ways. Rest assured, oh, rest assured, I will not slip away. And hold me, oh, so tenderly, whispering softly, you won't abandon me, and promise me, oh, you hold me like that. Till the end of time, till the end of time, till the end of time.
Your country roots coming from your living on this magical island. What was the name of that island?
Well, it's a bit of a secret.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that it's I will tell you that there's so much ore in the earth on that island that the compasses go out of whack when the ships go past. It's not far from Black Bay area. It's about a 45-minute boat ride. And yeah, I was very, very fortunate to be there most of the summers on weekends, and then the rest of the time I was a country girl out in Roslyn Village, and then also Kekabeka. So yeah, we had horses as well. My parents gave us so much during our childhood that I am so eternally grateful for.
And that's where you would be skipping stones, and you go back to that image of childhood that stayed with you because of how golden it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a white picket fence, and I literally painted it. Yeah, very, very fortunate. And yeah, as far as skipping stones goes, it was a reflection that my dear friend Jessica Arsenault and I, one night we were chatting, and she's one of my creative sisters, I would say. And she was raised in Squamish. And I was telling her how I loved skipping stones. It just was conversation based, how the song formed. And she told me that she would skip sand dollars. as a child, and I just thought that was some of the most beautiful imagery I'd ever heard. And so we co-wrote the song together. Yeah. And it goes into, I was raised by the river, she was raised by the sea. I grew up skipping stones while she skipped sand dollars by the sea. Yeah. Yeah. That's where that came from.
I was raised by the river, she was raised by the sea. I grew up skipping stones while she skipped sand dollars at her feet. Go on down now and throw a stone in, close your eyes and feel the ocean, feel the calm of Earth's devotion with me. Oh, with me. Sometimes I sit by this river, then I dip my feet in just to see. Then I'll step a little further and dive into that sub-ocean dream. Go on down now and throw a stone in, head on down to where some nature's flowing. Take the long dirt road, 'cause I'm supposing that's what you need to feel so peace. I cast a dream for the waters. I pulled a wish from the sea. I caught a wave in my pocket. Oh, while I waited in the water for peace. Said, go on down now and toss a stone in. Go on down and please bless our oceans. Brace the spell of the sea winds blowing. Feels free, oh, so free. Go on down now and toss a stone in. Dive on down to your romance ocean. Rest your fears on where you're going. Be free by the sea. Come to the waters with me, oh. Come heal those waters with me.
And so there we are on the North Shore, skipping stones. And I have a granddaughter, and we love skipping stones.
Aw.
We're on the river. And you do have a gorgeous song of a Batchewana Bay. And Batchewana Bay really is a magical spiritual center for a lot of people. What's your experience about Batchewana Bay that made you write this?
Oh, well, it certainly is. There's a different vibration, I would say, when as soon as I hit that North Shore, and I do feel that my worries just drift out the window. And then when I put my feet in the water, ooh, like look out. There's just, every summer living in Niagara, I would try to get back up north, and well, the majority of the time we would do the road trip, and it would be 3 generations a lot of the time. My mom, my daughter, and I, as well as my dad sometimes. But this particular trip, when we were, I hadn't been back home during the pandemic to Thunder Bay, and so it had been about 3 years that I hadn't seen the North Shore. And I cry every time I past the Sioux and, that one first big corner that you see where the whole vista just opens up.
Haviland Bay, that would be.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. That's going to have to go in another song.
Yeah.
We always stop in Old Woman Bay as well. We usually stay at the Voyageur Lodge across from Batchewana Bay, and we always play in Batchewana Bay. So my daughter was raised there, skipping stones, swimming in the coldest temperatures. We always have a competition who's going to jump in first, no matter what. My mom usually wins. And so, it's I don't know, I feel revived. I feel refreshed. And I just want to demonstrate the healing effects of nature. Maybe it's, so healing to me because my roots were there and it really resonates with who I am. But I really do believe that, if people did spend more time going by the water's edge, putting their feet in the water, closing their eyes and breathing, that we could all benefit better for humanity, have less anxiety, and help make more concise decisions.
Well, I packed up my rig real good and I'm headed for the north. Nothing's gonna hold me back or take me off course, so I head on down the lonesome highway I've been on in years. I need to drive real far and not hold back no tears. Oh, and I just need to step in Echo Bay and shout my hurts away. Oh, then I'm on my way back to Batchewana Bay. Bet you wanna go to Batchewana Bay. Bet you wanna go to Batchewana Bay. Oh, I bet you $5 in your last cigarette if you ain't been there. You've been nowhere yet. Oh my God, my first Chinook shook up there on the right, and limestone quartz and granite, Canadian shields delight. Ain't something how the north wind's blowing makes me feel alright, and twists and turns along the Serpent River coming into play. I'm one step closer to Batchewana Bay. Well, the Sioux is far behind me now, and I got 10 clicks to go, and I'm gulping in here this mountainside, each bend in the road, and I'm wiping my tears away as superior-scapes unfold. Echoes of seagulls through my window, something Grandma Dolly once told, and here I am standing on the shores now, watching them play. Oh, holy shit, my feet are in Batchewana Bay. Bet you wanna go to Batchewana Bay. Bet you wanna go to Batchewana Bay. Oh, I bet you $10 in your last cold beer if you ain't been there. Well, you gotta come here. Well, I'm going north a little further today to Old Woman Bay, and I'm following that woman's whisper the whole way. Oh my God, just how I missed her. It's nature's perfect place. Mountain and sea large embrace, and my feet just wanna sink in sand and take my doubts away. Oh, 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 I'm right here now giving thanks to old woman babe. Well, my trip is almost over now, and I'm feeling mighty fine. One more year of nature's healing on these shores of mine. Oh, the gratitude's flowing through me with each and every wave. There's just one stop I gotta make before I head back today. 'Cause, oh, I just need to pick some stones and put them in my bag. Oh, oh, then it's one more dip in that you wanna bake. Bet you wanna go. Too bad you wanna baby. Bet you wanna go. Too bad you wanna baby. Oh, I bet you $50 in your last sip of wine if you ain't been there. Well, it's about time, yeah.
Again, we talked earlier about the comparisons and the writing, that your songs are about life and love and loss and hope. And then there's one song there that I think you've gone back and have redone it here, Poor Leona. It's a song that you, I think, wrote some time ago. Is that also a personal story?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a beautiful story. It's very heartbreaking. I wrote that song in Thunder Bay. I was working at a very stressful job, and I wanted to leave it, and I found a job at a garden center. And it was very therapeutic. I did a lot of writing back then, a lot of poetry. I would carry a little book in my back pocket and water plants, and then sometimes I would do deliveries. So this one delivery, my very first delivery, I delivered some perennials to a woman named Leona. When I showed up at her door to hand her box of flowers, she started to cry. And she said that my husband just died this week, and he usually plants the flowers, and she didn't know what to do. So here I am crying as I starting to cry as I bring up this story. But it was, so for me, I actually didn't care if I had lost that job. I stayed there longer. I had tea, and I showed her how to plant the flowers. And when I left that day, that melody just, it popped right into my head as soon as I got in the car. Yeah, I often think about Leona, and yeah.
Leona's all alone in her home. Oh, Leona. Oh, Leona's all alone in her home. Oh, Leona's all alone. Leona's lover died yesterday. Leona's lover died. What will she do without him by her side? I'm sure she'll just sit here and cry. Oh, Leona. in her home. Oh, oh, Leona. Oh, Leona's all alone in her home. Oh, oh, Leona.
The album is just full of these very comforting and soothing songs. You could feel somewhere in my life, your characters are, I have people like that as well, and somebody like a Leona too. Before I get to the last song and wrap up the record there, perhaps you can just go through all of the players on this album that really have created some great sounds for your music.
Yeah. Yes, for sure, I will. And I'm going to prelude that to just telling you about why Rita and the Daydreamers, why we named our band Rita and the Daydreamers. And I was listening to a CBC show the day we had our first rehearsal, when the band was just forming. And it was speaking about humans losing the ability to daydream. And there were experts that were talking about, like I said before, if we take more time, we end up making more concise decisions in life, you know, and having less stress and less anxiety. So I do speak about that during our shows. And so I'm going to start with the player that has been with me. I call her the angel on my side, Danielle Marconi. When I started sharing my songs in Niagara 17 years ago, she fluttered on by. And she was by my side while my fingers were shaking and I was nervous to share. And she would just fill in the gaps and always encourage me and encourage my voice. So, you know, she's one of the most beautiful humans and the most beautiful players I've ever played with. And, you know, all of the players, I've given them a lot of liberties just to really explore what they wanted to do with their parts. So they helped shape the sound of this album instrumentally, no pun intended. So the next player would be Dave Matthews, the local Dave Matthews on banjo. He used to follow me at my shows, my solo shows, and I had heard he was like the best guitar player in town. He does not play guitar anymore. He only plays banjo. And he just makes me smile. He's got a twinkle in his eye on stage, and he's gonna be in tow with me till the end. He really inspires me greatly. Of course, the next one I'll share is my producer, Joe Lipinski and pedal steel player. I already told you the story about how that formed, but he was a safe place for me to bring these songs. And I feel like it's really important because as an artist, you can have so many people directing you which way to go, which I did. A lot of people, tried to get me to have a different sound to get more airplays, right? And this and that. But for me, it's about integrity and it's about just recording what comes out of me, right? And the players around me that get that. And Joe really does. And so then we have Holly Jean Stock, whom I met synchronistically at a fire when I was at Danielle's. I was just looking for an upright bass player. So it was one of those things where she had heard Danielle and I play by the fire. And the next day I said, we need an upright bass player. And she said, Holly. So that was just perfect timing.
No
and
kidding.
yeah. And then I also have Nathaniel Gould, my dear friend, one of my safe places. And when he heard I was playing with all these sounds, he just wanted to get in on it. There is one track that features Dave Clark on drums, Batchewana Bay. Dave is good friends with Joe Lipinski. And so we are happy to also have him involved on the recording of Batchewana Bay. Dave worked on Gord Downey's solo albums and has many accolades, so I was quite thrilled to have him a part of this album too.
All right, great respect. And saying that leads us to the last song here, Trousers. Let's put on the trousers there. It's a funny song. Give me a story.
Of course, there's a story with that.
Yeah.
Well, I was raised as the son my dad never had.
That explains that.
On the farm, he would suspend me from a tree to save a bridge so it didn't get washed out by the river. So, I have a different work ethic. A lot of my friends' daughters call me Uncle Rita, which, my pronoun is she. But, I have tough blood. I've got the Viking Dutch side, and then I have I like to say I've got the Dutch Christian reforms on one side, and I've got the bootlegging alcoholic fisherman on the other. I'm a little wild, but I have my morals. So as far as keeping a pace with me in a relationship, you gotta take out the garbage as much as I do. Put on those tough girl trousers.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll take off my tough girl trousers if you swear to try them on. Not the old, not strong, but when something goes wrong, it's that same old sad, ill-tempered song. Woman like me, even though I'm stronger, I really need you to be stronger, a little longer, much longer, baby. I don't care too much about roses and diamonds are for fools, so I crave something more precious than jewels. Oh, I deserve my words to be listened to and heard. There's a woman like me, even though I'm strong. Oh, I really need So here we are, some lifetimes later, and time has healed some wounds. Oh, but honey, there's still so much to prove. 'Cause I can still see those same old burned out, worn out. Smell the most. 'Cause a lady like me, oh, even though I'm stronger, deserves to be held a little longer, oh, much longer. Oh, please. So all of this said, I hope you learned some lessons. I reckon, I think you should. In simple words, a woman like me, if you want to keep her, you better treat her really fucking good. 'Cause a woman like me ain't that hard to figure out. Watch and you'll see what I'm all about. No secrets to keep, and we'll work it on out. That's the kind of lover I'm dreaming about. That's the kind of lover she's dreaming about. That's the kind of lover I'm dreaming about.
Your story definitely deserves to get heard. I'm glad you shared it with us here today. And you know, the music does have that toughness. It's cradled in gentleness and grace, but there's certainly a toughness there when someone takes the time to listen. And Rita Visser, Northern Daydream, we've just been listening. True Canadiana. Do you like that title? Let me say that.
I
over.
love that title. I'm
Yeah.
pretty honored to have that title. Thank you, Adrian. This has been an absolute pleasure. I feel like a daydream came true.
Very good. Thanks for listening. We've gone across the tracks. This has been a Borderline Entertainment production.